Hi guys. So Boris Johnson was interviewed by Sky News this morning where he was taking part in the rollout of the new vaccine. Now, he was asked about Brexit and about him travelling to Brussels to thrash out a deal. And he mentioned an Australian-style deal, which means no deal Brexit. Now, let's get to the interview. Unfortunately, the sound here is not very good, but hopefully you'll be able to understand the question and his response.
Just to drag you back to Brexit,
Yes.
How confident are you that meeting face-to-face is going to make any difference at all?
Well, you've got to be optimistic. You've got to believe that there's the power of sweet reason to get this thing over the line. But I've got to tell you.
So I think he's building up for a no deal here, because he's talking about you have to, rely on reason, sweet reason. In a sense that what he's doing is he's saying, look, we tried our best. The European Union wouldn't move and we couldn't get a deal. But we're going to go in a different direction.
It's looking very, very difficult at the moment. And, we'll do our level best. But I would just say to everybody, be of good cheer. It will be, there are great options ahead for our country on any view. But the key...
So once again, he's going back to this idea that there are going to be a lot of great opportunities after Brexit. Even if we go with a no-deal Brexit, we're going to have great opportunities. A no-deal Brexit, according to Boris Johnson's own government, will be a disaster. But what he's trying to do is he's trying to prepare the ground for a no-deal Brexit, I think.
The key thing is, on January the 1st, whatever happens, there's going to be change, and people need to get ready for that change.
Do you think that going to Brussels, is that really just you trying to show that you have tried everything? Is that the main reason that you're going?
I think we'll see where we get to in the course of the next few days, but I think the UK government's position is that we're willing to engage at any level, political or otherwise. We're willing to try anything, deal. Of course we are, but there are just limits beyond which, obviously, no sensible, independent government or country could go.
So once again, he's pushing this idea of an independent, sovereign state. The UK was an independent country. The UK was a sovereign state, or is a sovereign state. Nothing changed from membership to leaving the European Union in these regards. But he keeps pushing this sort of rhetoric. Once again, I think he's building up to a no-deal Brexit.
And people have got to understand that.
Last question before I get whacked.
You're not going to get whacked, don't worry.
Or you never know if
you're not going to get whacked.
And what would you say to people that work in business who are terrified that you're not going to get a deal?
Well,
sorry, with the sound here, she asked, what do you say to businesses who are terrified that you won't get a deal?
I think that everybody needs to understand that on any view there's going to be change on January the 1st. And if we have to come out on Australian terms, as they're called...
On Australian terms, as they're called. There is no Australian deal. I really wish Boris Johnson would not tell these lies to the public. Once again, he's telling lies to the public. We're going to go out on an Australian-style deal. There is no Australian deal. The European Union and Australia don't have a trade deal. That's why Australia and the European Union want to have a trade deal. The situation is so bad, they want to have a trade deal. Boris Johnson is now pushing once again the idea, a few weeks before the end, a few days before he goes to Brussels, an Australian-style deal, which is a no-deal Brexit. Now, he could be lying once again, and this is all just theatre, all just show, and he will actually get a deal. But the language he's using seems to me to be preparing the ground for a no-deal Brexit.
Then we will make sure that we look after everybody in this country, of course, but also I think people need to recognise that this is a big, big opportunity for this country, on any view. And yes, we'll be able to do things differently, but we'll be able to do many things better as well. And there are big, big opportunities for the UK, whether it's Canada or Australia.
There is no... what is going through Boris Johnson's mind? He's saying whether we have a Canada-style deal, you're not having a Canada-style deal. An Australian deal is nothing. Who is he speaking to in this video? Who is he trying to reach out to? He's trying to reach out to the general public. The general public don't understand what a Canada-style deal is. The general public don't understand what an Australian-style deal is. They have no understanding of what's happening. All they know is that Boris Johnson is going to Brussels to try and agree something. And then what he's eventually going to do is he's going to return to Westminster and say, look, I achieved a deal. And people will ask, what type of deal did you get? And he says, an Australian-style deal, which is a no-deal Brexit. So, in a way, Boris Johnson will come back with a deal. The problem is it will not be a deal. It will be a no deal, but it will be sold as a deal. I think this is the way he's going. I honestly think that he's trying to bamboozle the public into thinking that he has a deal when in reality he has nothing. It has worked before and he hopes it will work again. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.